Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate ringsidenews.com. Before we get started here, make sure you check out the description of this video. I have links to Facebook, Twitter, my personal Twitter account. Make sure you're following me there for all the latest updates regarding NoDQ&A video as well as breaking news updates from WWE and TNA and the latest going on with NoDQ.com. So check out those links. With that being said, let's get down to your questions. And speaking of links, the questions today from spring.me/Aaron Rift. That is the place to submit questions for NoDQ&A video. First one today comes from Wrestling God 88. I hate to see any superstar getting injured, but let's say that Roman Reigns got seriously injured and cannot compete against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Who could replace him? I've actually gotten a bunch of questions about The Rock facing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania instead of Roman Reigns. Now, if something catastrophic happened and Roman Reigns got hurt and they needed somebody to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31, and by the way, nothing is confirmed at this point that Roman Reigns is going to be facing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. That's just something that people are expecting because of the way that they're building up Brock Lesnar, and at the same time, they're grooming Roman Reigns for that top spot. It makes logical sense for Roman Reigns to be the guy that finally slays the beast Brock Lesnar. Now, if something happens, if Roman Reigns doesn't get over as much as they're hoping, or if he gets hurt, I think The Rock would be the first guy that WWE goes to. Now, yes, that would be a bit counterproductive because Roman Reigns is a new superstar who's on the rise, and ultimately that's the guy that you want to get the rub from Brock Lesnar. With The Rock, it would just be going back to the past, and you wouldn't be establishing a new superstar. So I think that they would only go with that if it's absolutely necessary and they don't have Roman Reigns available or they don't feel he's ready for that top spot. But I think that the likelihood is he will get that top spot and WWE will pull the trigger with him. Rock and Brock, that is a match that was originally scheduled to take place at WrestleMania, but because of The Rock's injuries and movie commitments, he couldn't do it. So it's still a possibility, but I think it's not going to happen unless they absolutely need The Rock for WrestleMania in that role. This one comes from Dave451985. With WWE being aggressive in pushing Roman Reigns, do you think that it would be a mistake to make him the face at WrestleMania? I feel it may be too soon as he still needs much polishing when it comes to mic skills and promo work. I just don't see a complete package yet. I do agree with you to a degree that I don't feel he's 100% ready yet, and certainly right now is too soon to pull the trigger on him and have him beat Brock Lesnar for the title. If it's going to happen, WrestleMania is a much fitting place for various reasons. One of those reasons being that Roman Reigns has more time to prepare himself and WWE has more time to groom him for that spot. Keep in mind, there's still a good amount of time between now and WrestleMania. You still have a good 7-8 months to go. So there's plenty of time to continue building up Roman Reigns, have him work on his promos. In the ring, he's very solid and he's definitely got the look. He has the right look. He's over with the fans. He's not the best promo, and that's probably his weakest area right now. But in time, he can improve. The Rock wasn't this master on the mic from the get-go. It took him a while to develop his character, and he improved over time. And I'm not saying that Roman Reigns is as bad as John Morrison. I mean, I feel he's a decent promo, but he's got time. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. And I think by WrestleMania, he'll be ready. And I know there's already some people feeling that, they're starting to get sick of him already and feel that he's being overpushed. I mean, you're just going to have to get used to that because that's the role that they want him in. They want him to be the Superman. They want him to be that larger-than-life baby face. That comic book-like character, something similar to John Cena, the Ultimate Warrior, or Hulk Hogan. That's what they're looking for. So you just have to prepare yourself for that and deal with it, as Batista would say. All right, this one comes from T. Fur Nora A. Hey Aaron, do you think WWE could do this for when Rollins cashes in his briefcase? Brock wins the WWE title, which he's done already. Roman Reigns wins the 2015 Royal Rumble and goes on to WrestleMania 31 for Brock versus Roman. And then Roman wins but is too beat up and tired to continue, and then Seth cashes in. If it wasn't WrestleMania, I would be fine with this, but because of the circumstances, because of the magnitude of this potential match where you have Brock Lesnar, who's this unstoppable monster, and you're having Roman Reigns, who's coming off the Royal Rumble and going into that match at WrestleMania, to me, that would be a huge mistake. I think that, first off, it would be too much in one night. Roman Reigns beating Brock Lesnar is big enough as it is, and to me, that's the perfect way to end WrestleMania, and that's what people would be talking about. To me, it would just be overbooking to have Seth Rollins cash it in. Now, maybe you could have him run out and attempt to cash it in, and then Roman Reigns stops him. That I definitely could see happening. But to have Seth Rollins come out, cash it in successfully, I think it would make Roman Reigns look weak, to be honest, even though he had a grueling match with Brock Lesnar. I think that something like that happening would make him look weak. And I think at WrestleMania, you really need to make Roman Reigns look as strong as possible. So I definitely would not book that. Maybe at the April pay-per-view, Extreme Rules, or the May pay-per-view, you could have that situation. Maybe have a rematch with Brock and Roman Reigns, and then after the match, Seth cashes it in on him. But I wouldn't do it at WrestleMania for sure. All right, this next question here comes from Corrupt, K-O-U-Rupt. If the Hell in a Cell match between Ambrose and Rollins does come to be, and the stipulation is for the Money in the Bank contract, who do you see as the logical winner? Well, I'm not sure if I would put the Money in the Bank briefcase on the line at this point, but, I mean, you definitely could do that. I don't know if you really need to do that and the Money in the Bank match at the same time. To me, I think that that's overkill. I think you can just do the Money in the Bank, or you can do a Hell in the Cell match, but having both in the same match, I don't think is necessary. But if they're going to have a final match for the contract, let's just say, I would have Seth Rollins win because of what I mentioned earlier. You can have him keep the briefcase until after WrestleMania, which is what I see happening. I mean, I see the WWE title picture locked up until WrestleMania. I see Brock Lesnar as champion. I don't see Seth Rollins getting involved, and I don't think it's necessary for Dean Ambrose to be the Money in the Bank holder, especially if after WrestleMania you're going to have a babyface champion, whether it be Roman Reigns or somebody else. So I think that given the history between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, you can book that feud after WrestleMania and have Rollins as the heel cash in Money in the Bank on him. So that's what I see playing out most likely. So if it was me, I would have Rollins retain the briefcase if WWE chooses to book that match. All right, this one comes from Brendan Mensah. Longtime viewer, second or third time asker. Yo, Aaron, please answer in video. Do you think that there's a chance we could see the Usos feud somewhere down the line in their career? Thanks and love the show. Absolutely. I think it's inevitable. I think when you look in the history of wrestling, in most cases, tag teams break up and they end up feuding with each other. It's happened with so many teams over the years, from Harlem Heat to the Steiners and so on and so forth. The Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys. I mean, all these teams, eventually they broke off and they feuded with each other. Edge and Christian. I mean, I could go on and on. It's happened with so many tag teams over the years. So one would think it'll almost certainly happen with the Usos. But I don't see that happening for a while now. I think that right now, I mean, the two of them are very close together, and there's no indication that either one of them would do really well on their own as a singles competitor. Right now, I think their best work is as a tag team, so I don't see anything changing with that in the near future, and I think breaking them up anytime soon would be a mistake. So maybe down the line, once they each begin to develop their own identities and they have their own characters that are separate from each other. At that point, I could very well see a split and maybe have them in a feud against each other. All right, this one comes from WWE Portugal. Hey Aaron, follow you for about 2 years now. My question is, why isn't WWE promoting NXT? It is one of their most watched shows on the network, and they don't even mention it on Raw and SmackDown. Please answer in video. Well, I think that WWE doesn't see NXT as a priority when it comes to generating new network subscriptions. And, I've done research on NoDQ.com. I've asked people, WWE's done their research. It's pretty clear that the main reason that people have not subscribed to the network is because of the lack of Raw and Nitro episodes on the network. And as you can tell by watching Raw, WWE is promoting, they're heavily promoting now that they're going to be releasing, 100 hours of Nitro on the network next week. That's the audience they're trying to attract. They're trying to get those older fans from the Attitude Era and the Monday Night War era to sign up for the network. And, NXT, they feel that is not a primary reason why people are subscribing to the network. The people that have not subscribed to the network, those people want the older stuff. They want the Raws, they want the Nitros, and that's what WWE is focusing on right now. All right, that'll wrap things up for this edition of No DQ&A Video. Thanks as always for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please share it on Facebook and Twitter. Tell a friend about No DQ&A Video, and I will see you guys next time for more.